Yeah, you could declare a state of emergency. Yep. And we get up and get back down. And we get up and get back down.
Take care, gentlemen. Thank you for shopping. Have a great time.
Hey, Damilare, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. So good to see you. How's things out there in Wales? I am having breakfast, and I thought I'd live stream it just for fun. Thank you. So how are you, my friend? How's things in Wales? Hope you're doing well out there. And by the way, let me know if my audio or video needs any improvement. I'm using my little lavalier mic. I think I have decent lighting in here, but let me know. Give me some feedback, guys. But glad to see you guys. How's everybody doing this morning? Damilare says it's pretty good out here. Nice, nice. But it's winter there, right? Does it snow in Wales? I couldn't tell you if it snows in Wales. Obviously, I'm sure it rains out there. But do you guys get snow out there? I don't even know. If only there was an LLM that could give me the answer if it snows in Wales. So it's good to see you. Let me know if you guys are working on any interesting projects or anything else going on. But I'm probably going to be live here for the next at least half hour, 45 minutes, because I'm having breakfast. I'm headed back home today after a 3-day trip to the Nashville area. I was busy all day yesterday doing interviews. But yeah, I think it went well. I think I'm going to have a lot of content ready for you guys coming up here soon. And I'm trying to do more vertical streaming on YouTube, you know? Osama, so good to see you, Osama. Osama from, Osama, you're from Satat? And obviously I know you're from Morocco, but I think you're from Satat. Remind me, Osama. Osama says, hello, sir, good to see you. Hope everything is going well. Everything is going very well, Osama. Hopefully the same for you. I hope the same for all of you and your families, guys. So let me know how you guys are doing. You know, I'm just gonna sit here, I'm gonna have breakfast. They just brought me my coffee, so I'm having my coffee now. I'm gonna try to not eat too much because I know the microphone picks it up, but you guys can let me know. Okay, so Damilare says the audio is crisp. Good to know. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so I'm using my little lavalier mic with my iPhone and my tripod and all that. I love the setting here. I'm at the Four Seasons Nashville. And, you know, I picked Four Seasons because Four Seasons usually has pretty nice settings and things like that. So I'm here with some good lighting. I got a big window next to me, so I think that helps with the natural lighting. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Osama says, yes, sir, Satat, Morocco. Okay, see? I'm an old guy, right? You know, guys, I'm pretty old, but, you know, some things in my mind still work up here. Even though I haven't streamed consistently in about a month, you know, I still remember you guys. I remember you guys. But Osama, how are things out there with you in Morocco? How's Morocco nowadays? I miss the mint tea in Morocco, right? Because right now you'd be in the morning. I know it's afternoon for you in Morocco right now, but in the morning, obviously you'd be having some mint tea. Along with that almond butter. I can't remember what the almond butter is called. I've forgotten all my Darija, but the almond butter, you know, obviously has a Darija name. What is that? Mellow, I think it's called, or something like that. But anyways, I see other people in the chat. Feel free to say hello. Feel free to introduce yourselves. I'm going to be here with you guys for the next half hour, 45 minutes or so while I have breakfast. I figure I'd bring my equipment down. I'm having some breakfast. Let me know what you guys are up to. And if you guys have questions, I posted a question on my stories yesterday, and I have like 5 or 6 that I want to get to. so I'll be doing those later. But if you want a live answer to your question, let me know. They have some really good food here. You guys want to know a secret? When you book for American Express at a hotel like the Four Seasons, they give you free food. So my breakfast is free, and I'm going to try to spend as much as possible of it. Yes, if you see me guys order a lot, don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm just using it. Oh, is it Aimane? Aimane? Hey Aimane, how are you? It's called AMLO. Oh, that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Obviously, Aimane, I'll assume you're also from Morocco, or maybe just you speak Arabic, or you're just familiar with Morocco. But yes, AMLO is exactly what I was thinking about. Oh, that stuff is so good, so good. I know in the morning, you usually have some AMLO on the pieces of bread and all that, and the mint tea. I know that's traditional Moroccan breakfast, so I miss that. But Aimane says, nice to see you, Dennis. Striving to be a data maestro like you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Just keep working. Just keep working. The beauty of data is that you improve with every project, right? Every project just builds your skills more and more, right? Amen, or amen like amen. Okay, so amen. Okay, amen. Pavan says, need to make the best of what we get. Pavan, welcome. Pavan, where are you from? I don't think I've seen you in the chats or streams before. Let us know where you're from, Amen. Amen. Excuse me, Pavan. Yeah. And yeah, AMLO is so yummy. Yeah, it is. Amen. Let us know what part of Morocco you're from. Where in Morocco are you in? I'm not in Morocco. I understand why you're asking that. This is a very continental type of background. But no, right now I'm in Nashville. I visited Morocco multiple times, so I've been to multiple cities, but I've never actually lived there or anything. And right now I'm in the U.S. I'm based in the U.S. I'm based in Las Vegas, but right now I'm in Nashville and I head home today. But I've been all over Morocco. I've been all over the world, really. I mean, I've been really fortunate to be able to travel a lot in my lifetime. So, just really fortunate to be able to do that. So Morocco is one of the countries I was able to visit. But Pavan, Amen, anybody else, you want to tell us where you're from or what you want to do? Let me know. I joined late, so I thought you were vacationing. I'm based in New York City and I'm from Fez. Oh, okay, very cool. Yeah, there's a couple of Moroccans in New York City. So glad to see that. And I used to live in New York City. I lived in the New York area. And I moved back last March. So I guess I haven't lived there in a year. But yeah, New York is beautiful right now, I think. A little cold, but winter in New York is, kind of hard to beat, right? It's kind of beautiful there. Yes, if you guys have any questions or anything else you want to talk about, let me know. I'm here for you guys. I'm gonna be having breakfast. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. We can talk about data. We can talk about whatever you want. Pavan says, I'm from India, currently interning right now. Cool. Congratulations on the internship. Internships and jobs are not always easy to come by, so congratulations. So I'm trying to still decide what I want to eat. Definitely want to have some breakfast potatoes. Some good breakfast potatoes for breakfast. So anybody been playing with Grok? Let me know. So far, not good reviews, right? Not great reviews on Grok, but let me know what you guys think. My understanding is that it's failed a lot of the coding examples that people use, but let me know. Eamon says, I'm doing some work for a bustling nonprofit startup in the Bronx. Congratulations. We help kids with higher education, mainly working with GCP, automating sheets, storing them in tables, and really awesome full life cycle. Nice, very cool. It's very cool that you're able to, one, use your skills, and two, use them for like a good cause, right? So good for you, man. If you can combine your skills and help a good cause, get more kids into school, get more kids into training, good for you. That's awesome. Eamon says, Cursor has won my heart. You know, obviously there's a lot of fans of Cursor, right? Cursor is extremely popular. I think it's okay, you know. I mean, Cursor's fun to use. It's, you know, it's exciting. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it loses context too quickly, because I've sat there and I try to do like a full-on application, you know, with like multiple objects and database connections and things like that, and I didn't think it held context as good as I would have expected. But you know, that's also a function of me using Claude with Cursor. I usually use OpenAI, so maybe I should experiment more with that. But yeah, but Cursor obviously is very popular. So let me know in the chat if you're also using Cursor. I'm sure there's more Cursor users. You know, I've been talking about this and I have a little bit of content coming out on this. I saw a brilliant use of AI when it comes to programming. I read it on X, so I can't take credit for it. I read it on X. Somebody said that they use a TDD, or test-driven development approach, where they will write the test first, and then they will tell AI, okay, here's my test, go write code until the tests don't fail. So I thought that was super fascinating to do that. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think that's a really interesting use of it. And maybe that would help with mistakes that some of the LLMs can still make with code, right? Because even Cursor is not perfect, right? Well, the engines are not perfect, right? Pavan says, I got interested in data science because of my love for math. Okay, cool. That's a good way to start, you know. Make sure you also develop your curiosity skills about about data, right? Because math is the tool that you use, but it's not the answer you use. The answer is, well, why did my data act that way, right? I mean, you have to have that curiosity to say, okay, I saw the data and I got this insight, but why? Why did it happen? How can I cause it to happen again? How can I prevent it? What are the factors that I can use to cause that event if I want it to be caused all over again, right? So keep that in mind, all right? Eamon says, yeah, Cursor, I feel, gets lost globally. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's fun to use because it's so integrated into the IDE, into VS Code, right? But yeah, it can definitely get lost for sure. But who knows, right? I mean, look, I always tell people, it's a mistake to just view the tools where they are now, right? Because the strength in the tools is how quickly they're going to improve, right? That's the real strength, right? So yeah, we can sit here and complain about Cursor, but it's going to get so much better, right? Like the improvement arc on something like Cursor and ChatGPT and most of these other tools is it's like nearly vertical, right? So we just got to kind of stick with it, because Cursor at one point will be just like, well, I keep on saying Cursor, but it's more realistic to say that it's the engines that Cursor has access to that will get a lot better, right? Because Cursor itself is not an engine, right? But yeah, guys, I'm seeing more people in the chat. Welcome. We're just hanging out. I'm having breakfast. I already got my first coffee. So I'm going to order breakfast in a little bit, but you're welcome to introduce yourself, say hello, ask questions. I'm doing an Ask Me Anything. The venue here is the Four Seasons in Nashville, so you're welcome to say anything you like. Jay Moo, how are you? Guys, do you see how Jay has that special icon next to their name? That means that Jay is also one of my members, so I really appreciate Jay's support. If you guys want to support the channel, You can join. It's only $3 a month. Please feel free to sign up for a membership via YouTube. It does support me. It does support the channel. So I appreciate that. So Jay, thank you so much for your support. So Eamon says, I wanted to ask if I may. I want to get best practices set so all of my colleagues understand how important it is for the full life cycle of data. Any good articles, approaches? Eamon, help me understand what you mean about that, for the full life cycle of the data. Are you talking about a data science project, an analytics project? Let me know. Let me know exactly what you mean by that. Yeah, just narrow it down for me a little bit more, right? So Jay says, hey Dennis, good morning from Austin. Good morning to you too, Jay. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. I believe that Austin is the same time zone as Nashville. So hopefully you're having a good morning over there. You can sit here and join me for breakfast. I already have my coffee here. Excuse me, I'm gonna order breakfast here in a little bit. And just gonna hang out with you guys, right? Just however long breakfast takes is however long I'll be here. After this, I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna maybe hang out a little bit. I have a late checkout here. That's another benefit of American Express. You can have a late checkout whenever you want. And I'm gonna head to the airport sometime this afternoon, right? But feel free to hang out with us, Jay. Hope you're doing well out there in Austin. Eamon says, I agree with that. Yeah, Eamon, I assume you're referring to the cursor discussion, right? Because the tools are only going to get better, guys, right? I've said that from the very beginning. Even when the first version of ChatGPT came out, people pointed out the mistakes, but who cares, right? The power is in how quickly they learn, right? They're going to get so much better so quickly, right? So don't look at them in the natural, right? The exception is Grok, though. I still think Grok is headed in the wrong direction, because I told you guys I put content about that. Who makes a big product announcement on a holiday Monday night at 8 p.m.? Who does that? You only do that when you know your product stinks, right? You only know that when your product is terrible. This is the Grok people sitting around a meeting, right? This is the Grok people sitting at their table. Guys, Grok 3 sucks, but we can't tell people it sucks because Elon will kill us. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tell Elon we want to have an announcement, and we'll just say that it's at 8, but we won't tell him that it's 8 p.m. Hey, and by the way, just tell him we picked Monday because it's what fits in his schedule. Don't tell him it's a holiday, okay? But Grok 3 really sucks. So I'm just trying to, let's just get the product out there quietly. All right, I guarantee you that's how the Grok release planning meeting went, right? Because Grok, who holds an announcement on a Monday night? Like, that's telling the world we suck. Terrible. Pavan says Grok and PyTorch. What do you mean by that, Pavan? Let me know. I think I know where you're going with that, but let me know. Let me know what you mean by that. Eamon says, I'll explain more. I'm limited to 60 characters in every message. One moment. Really? I wonder why that is. Is that because, I guess that's a YouTube restriction on vertical lives? Because look, here's the thing, guys. You guys know that I usually live stream in the wide format. I'm at home in my studio, right? Because I have a little studio built out in my home with my lights and my camera and all that, right? But YouTube is making this big push towards vertical lives. They got me in this boot camp that I'm doing for vertical lives. They're really pushing people to do this. So, they're giving us like little workshops, and I have a case manager to help me with all this, right? So maybe that's one of the limitations because I'm on vertical live, because otherwise I've had people write me all kinds of stuff. But Eamon, yeah, let me know what you have in mind, right? Pavan says Grok and PyTorch roast on Grok. Okay, so it was exactly what I thought you were going with that, right? because, okay, guys, so for those of you that haven't been watching me for a long time, everybody knows that I got my list of things that I'm not a fan of, right? So Pavan, thank you so much. It means you're a long time watcher. But yeah, I have my list of things that I think are stupid, right? Let's just be honest. So Grok, PyTorch. Does anybody else in the chat want to list the other ones? Because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, right? You guys know I don't like Grok. I don't like PyTorch. You guys know how I feel about PhDs, right? And then you guys can tell me in the chat, are we pro Denver or not pro Denver or anti Denver, right? Let me know, right? You guys know. So it's hilarious that Pavan here is showing that he's a long-time watcher. Thanks so much for that, Pavan. Hey, a man's got to have opinions, right? You got to have opinions. You got to have a flag you're willing to plant and say, hey, this is what I believe. So I'm not shy about that, right? So yes, I roast Grok and PyTorch, but look, when it comes to PyTorch, I'm just not qualified to work on PyTorch. It's not my fault that my father never went out for cigarettes and didn't come back. Because that's who ends up working on PyTorch, right? You end up in PyTorch. When you say, I'm a PyTorch developer, you are saying, I grew up without a father in the home. There was no father figure to guide me, to keep me away from things like PyTorch. That's what you're saying when you work on PyTorch. I'm sorry that I grew up with a male figure in my household, okay? Sorry, guys. Osama says, Julia. Am I anti-Julia? I don't know if I'm anti-Julia, Osama. It's not useful. I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't recommend somebody use it. But I'm not anti-Julia, you know? Like you guys know I did a whole session on Julia. I did a session on PyTorch too, actually. But I don't know if I feel that strongly against Julia. Like, I'd only judge you 50% instead of judging you 100%. I'd only do a partial judgment on you if you told me you're a Julia developer, right? So, I don't know. I don't know how strongly I feel about Julia. But come on, guys. You guys know I have a list. Autonomous vehicles. You guys know how I feel about those. Okay, so let me go back to Eamon's question. So Eamon says, for each set of tables being generated from different sheets, my colleagues set up the sheets with discrepancies, aka more for me. But yeah, that's, you can see, hoping 2 parts explaining my question. Okay. So Eamon, you use the word tables and sheets. So are you working in a database, or are you working in Access? Are you working in Excel? What are you working in? Let me know what tool you're referring to, because you're kind of referring to multiple things there. Let me know, please. Pavan with the 3 laughing emojis. What did I say? What did I say? I didn't say anything. I'm just sitting here speaking the truth, guys. Manoj, how are you, my friend? So good to see you. Guys, again, if you see the icon next to Manoj, that means he's a member, a supporting member. So Manoj, thank you so much for your continued support. Really appreciate you, my friend. Our good friend Manoj from India. Manoj says, hello, Dennis. How are you doing? Missing your streams? Hey, you don't need to miss them. I'm on stream right now, right? I've actually streamed a couple times. So as I was saying earlier, guys, YouTube has me doing this this vertical live streaming bootcamp, not a streaming bootcamp. They specifically want people to do vertical live streams. Apparently, they're seeing how many people are doing that on TikTok, so they want to encourage it on YouTube. So that's why I've been doing this past couple of weeks, or past couple of days, I should say. Because they make me go to these workshops, and I have like a dedicated account manager, like a support manager. So it's kind of a cool system. And I'm also waiting to hear if I got selected to go tour the YouTube studios. So that'll be cool if I do get selected. But yeah, I'm streaming right now, my friend. So it's so good to see you. Hope you're doing well over there. And I think it was Bangalore. Are you in Bangalore, Manoj? I believe it was Bangalore. So let me know how you're doing, Manoj. Hopefully everything is well. Let me know how the weather is out there in Bangalore. I have zero idea what the winters are like in India. So hopefully you're doing well. Let me know how you guys are doing. Oh, okay. Eamon was referring to BigQuery. Okay. So, Eamon, how technical are your coworkers? Like, are they pretty technical if you were to give them training, or would you have to like handhold them? Let me know, because that's part of it, right? So Eamon says, I connect the G Sheets to BigQuery so I can query the sheets live. Okay. So so what's the issue there? You're basically saying that there's a lot of them, right? Because maybe they're not following great practices to like better compact the data, right? Is that what you mean? Manoj says, everything is good here. The climate is also cool. So did I get that right, Manoj? You from Bangalore? Like I said, guys, I'm not a very smart guy, but I got a pretty good memory. I can remember a lot of stuff. Eamon says, 6.5 out of 10. What a specific rating. Technical, happy to build out documentation for best practices too. Okay. So let me ask you this, Eamon. Within BigQuery, or whatever other tools you use downstream, do you have a layer of views? Like I'm talking about like database views. Like, are you using those, or are you pulling from tables? Let me know. Eamon says, I want to standardize formatting that I query, which then broadcasted in Looker dashboards, so you want to set up standards for anything we do. Okay. So, pretty sure that BigQuery has the capabilities to create views. Are you using those? I'm seeing more people in the chat. Feel free to introduce yourself, say hello. I'm going to try to order breakfast here in a little bit, but I'm going to be here with you guys for however long it takes me to eat breakfast. So keep the questions coming or introductions. I'm here for you guys. And like I said, I'm at the Nashville Four Seasons. Sure. Let me get the seasonal fruit plate, please. Oh, that was pretty good yesterday.
Delicious.
The avocado toast was also pretty good.
Just regular. Did you want bacon or salmon on top?
Bacon, please. Yep.
Bacon.
Yep. Well, I got to try the chicken and waffle.
Yes.
Is it good?
It's
Yeah?
delicious.
Okay,
You'll
cool.
love it. Absolutely.
And then, well, I might order something after that.
Okay.
But let's just start with that.
All right, excellent. And did you want to do Pellegrino again? Or?
Later, please.
Later? Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
All right, guys, I just ordered a huge breakfast. But I'll give you guys, like I said, right? When you start traveling, get yourself an Amex Platinum card. And then you get the travel benefits, because that's their intended travel card for American Express. And then when you book hotels via American Express, some of the hotels will come with a food reward. So, for example, this morning for breakfast, they give you $85. They give you $85 for breakfast. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna order $84 of food. I can take the rest with me, right? But yeah, I mean, I ordered a fruit plate, I ordered avocado toast, and I ordered a chicken and waffle because it's free, right? They also give you a room service credit. So I had room service yesterday. I had a room service dessert, which I probably shouldn't have because I need to lose weight, right? But yeah, you guys definitely need to sign up with a good travel card for that. Jay says, I had an egg taco this morning, so yummy. Oh my God, aren't those the best? You know, I just had a period where my parents were living with me. I had my parents living with me for about 5 weeks or so. And my dad makes the best scrambled egg tacos, he'll make scrambled eggs, put them in a corn tortilla with a little sour cream, sometimes a little cheese. If you guys have never had that, you gotta have that. That's good. Manoj says, yes, you got good memory and IQ as well. No, I don't know about the IQ side. I got a pretty good memory, but I'm a pretty dumb guy, guys. I mean, I'm not very smart. I just like data, right? But yeah, I got a pretty good memory, so I'm pretty lucky with that. And you know what? I'm a very visual person, and hearing. If I see something and I hear something, I'll remember it for the rest of my life. Like I could meet you one day, and then a year later, I can tell you what you were wearing on the day we met. Like I just have that type of memory. Okay. Jay says, nice. Yeah, Jay, you gotta use the free food when you get it, right? Okay. So Eamon says, no, I've just been using tables, and I'm reading about views right now. Okay, cool, guys. So this is what they call a teachable moment. In this scenario, we're talking about BigQuery, right? Which, for those of you guys don't know, it's a database that originated out of Google, and supposedly they used it for a long time. I don't think they use BigQuery anymore. I think they moved on to something else. But regardless of tool, a very, very common mistake that people do working with databases is they go from source tables and into whatever else, into reporting, into their web app, into analytics, into like Power BI, right? Don't do that. So Eamon started talking about best practices, right? So there's 2 best practices that I want to encourage all of you to follow that are not very, that are not followed nearly strictly enough out in the world. 1, never pull from source tables. You should be going from your source tables to views, and then your views feed everything else you do. Okay? This also fits in this scenario because you would use that views layer to enforce these types of best practices that Eamon is talking about, right? And I'm going to come back to that. Remind me to come back to that because I want to tell you something else about views that's super important. The second best practice that isn't used nearly enough is the use of stored procedures. Guys, if you come to work for me and you give me code that has inline SQL, I will fire you. Seriously. Never, ever, 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 ever have inline SQL. Very common use, but terrible practice. It's poor coding, it's terrible maintenance, right? The maintenance on those is hell. And on top of that, it's a cybersecurity risk, right? Because, and if you don't know what I mean by that, go look up SQL injection attacks, right? That's a real thing, right? And SQL injection attacks are basically possible because people use inline SQL and other factors, right? But never ever use inline SQL. You should always be calling a stored procedure. And I mean that also for your Power BIs, for your reporting, for whatever. Always be using stored procedures. So So to complete that chain, source data, going to a view, and then your store procedures are pulling from a view, right? And then your store procedure, like that name, is executed by your code. So your code in your actual app, because you have to call it somewhere, should be an execute store procedure name command. It shouldn't be a select all from table customers, right? If you do those two things, you will be way ahead of a lot of business apps and a lot of experienced people like me, because even people like my age with a lot of experience still make that mistake, right? And it's a terrible, terrible practice. I will fire you if you write me code with inline SQL. I mean, that's just, when somebody doesn't realize the dangers of that, that tells me that they're completely inexperienced, right? Like you just haven't been around long enough, right? So those are two things that Amen are going to help you in that scenario, because now you can use that view layer and that stored procedure layer to help you with those types of best practice enforcements, right? Okay, second reason I want to come back to that I told you about the views, right? Do you guys remember maybe like, I don't know, 8-10 years ago, there was that big movement about NoSQL. You guys remember NoSQL? Oh, everything's NoSQL. Yeah, let's use NoSQL. NoSQL is the future. Yeah. Remember that? Remember that was like about 8 years ago? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting the time period wrong. But that never really caught on, right? Like, why is NoSQL like not really a thing? Right? There's a reason for it. The reason is that because NoSQL is just a fancy use of views, right? Because you can use a view layer to help you compact the relational database relationships that you have in your data, right? Because if you guys remember, it was always NoSQL or relational databases, right? And the NoSQL people would also tell you, oh, those databases are so messy, and the joins, and the this, and the that. Look at this table, it's a NoSQL table. But NoSQL is just a flattened view. Excuse me, it's just a flattened relational database in a view. So you can take a relational database and give it like that NoSQL type of like layout, right? Because if you guys remember, NoSQL tables tend to be very wide, right? Because they eliminate the need for you to make all those joins in your SQL, because that's the NoSQL part of it, right? So just use views, right? I mean, NoSQL is for people that are too dumb to write views. Okay, guys, add that to the list. So I guess NoSQL is another thing on the hate list. So I think Pavan was keeping track of the list. So Pavan, put that on the list. Oh man. But anyways, guys, Eamon says, I'm updating the ERD as we speak. Yeah. So I'm going to assume ERD means, what is that, Enterprise Relational Database, right? Look, guys, we should all be working in relational databases. We all should, right? I mean, data is relational by nature, right? There's a reason why relational database systems kind of came to be, right? But use views. Right? Views help you take those joins and the lookup tables and the temp tables and all that stuff. Right? Eamon says, so views are to protect downstream data. Protection is part of it, but it's more about the data you need to collect and how you go about collecting it. It's more about that, right? Because again, coming back to the NoSQL example, a view does all those joins for you, right? Because if you think about like an e-commerce system and then you want to do transactions, you want to do customer transactions, you might have to do like 5, 6 different joins in a single SQL statement, right? You got to take the customer ID, you got to look up the customer, you got to look up the order history ID, and then you got to look up the order, the items in the order via ID, right? Like you have all these joins, right? So the view helps you bring all of that together, right? So it's more about that. It's more about taking that relational data and making it a little bit more useful. Eamon says entity relationship diagrams. Okay, yeah. Yeah, but see, that's exactly it, Eamon, right? Your stakeholders, even your colleagues, they shouldn't have to muck around in those, right? They shouldn't have to muck around in those like those data dictionaries and those big complex diagrams. Like just tell them what view to use, right? Just say, here, I created this view for you. Do select all from my customer transactions or whatever. I mean, that's the level you want to get down to. Because again, that was also the promise of MySQL, right? MySQL said, oh, you don't need to do all those joins. Who has time to learn what a left join is, right? We're too dumb to know what a join is. So we're going to just put it all in one fat table. It's just a view. Yeah, so if you're just joining us in the chat, I'm live streaming from breakfast. I'm at the Four Seasons Nashville. I'm wrapping up a 3-day trip. I did about 6 hours worth of interviews yesterday. So yeah, it's been a pretty good trip. I gotta start doing some editing, but I'm just here having breakfast. Thought I'd go live stream for you guys. I'm trying to get my live stream hours up on YouTube because I'm trying to win their contest to come see their studios next week. So I think I'll find out about that later today. But yeah, thanks. Oh, look at that.
Rest is coming right up.
Thank you.
May I top off your makeup?
Yes, thank you. Actually, no, I'll do it myself a little. Thank you. All right, guys, first part of my breakfast is here. What do you guys think? The seasonal fruit plate. So before I stuff my face with chicken and waffles, gotta have the healthy stuff, right? This is delicious. And by the way, let me know if there's too much food noise coming on the microphone, because that's kind of embarrassing, right? This isn't one of those eating videos or whatever. If it gets to be too much, let me know. But fruit's good for you, right? So Eamon says, yes, the ERD is mainly for me to document. My colleagues only interested in the Looker dashboards. That's their focus for insights. Okay. So make it as easy as possible for them to create those, right? Oh, wonderful.
Chicken
Oh,
and waffles.
great.
And then your avocado toast.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy, sir.
Well, I timed that poorly because all of breakfast came at the same time. I had this yesterday and it was really good. So let me go down here a little bit. So that's avocado toast here in the US. I know this isn't really a thing in other countries. It is in Latin America, right? But avocado toast, and they put a lot of egg on their avocado toast. This is like a lot of egg. But it was pretty good yesterday, so I'm gonna have that. And then this is Southern fried chicken on a waffle. This is a thing in the South, so it's only in some parts of the US. I know that in other countries this might seem like a weird combination, and it is kind of a weird combination. But here in Tennessee and other states, it's popular, so gotta try it when you're in here, right? So that's gonna be breakfast for now. Yes, Jay, somebody like you would know what chicken and waffles is all about because you live in Texas, and I think I'm pretty sure it's a thing in Texas. Jay says, beautiful place you're at. Yeah, guys, so I'm at the Four Seasons Nashville. I try to prefer to stay at a Four Seasons. This is probably like my 6th or 7th Four Seasons that I visited. And they usually have, nice ambiance. So, yeah, it's a pretty nice dining room in here. Osama says, healthy, bon appetit. I don't know if this is healthy, my friend. This is not the way to eat healthy, right? Like this is kind of crazy, right? So I don't know if this is healthy. The fruit plate is, but the rest, I don't know. But when you're on a trip, calories don't matter, right? Calories only count when you're at home. Jay says Four Seasons are top notch. Usually. Some are better than others. I'm not sure if I'd put this one at the top of the list. I've been to some pretty nice Four Seasons. But I'll tell you another thing about Four Seasons. And again, with the Amex booking, it is really, really easy. Well, I shouldn't say easy, but they're usually pretty good about upgrades. So just about every Four Seasons trip I've had, I've gotten some sort of upgrade. And sometimes I've gotten some significant upgrades, like really, really good upgrades. Like when I went to the one in Beverly Hills, the Beverly Wilshires of Four Seasons, and they gave me like this 1-bedroom suite with like a full, a full patio that overlooked all of Beverly Hills, like a really baller suite, right? So sometimes, they're pretty, well, most of the time they're just pretty good about upgrades. This one, they upgraded me to a 1-bedroom suite. So, it's pretty nice. But, some are better than others, just like everything else, right? Even though it's the same company, you have top performers and you have not so top performers, right?
Yeah, you're right out. Yeah, my brother.
So if you're just joining us, feel free to say hello. Hey, Yassine, how are you, my friend? So good to see you, Yassine. Okay, see guys, I appreciate that Yassine remembers our tradition, right? On this stream, we always introduce ourselves, right? So Yassine, thank you so much. Hello, sir. It's Yassine from Tangier, Morocco. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well, Yassine. How are you doing, my friend? How's your studies going? I know you're a student, so how are you doing? It's been a long time, my friend, but I hope you're doing well. Hope your studies are going well. If anybody else wants to tell me where they're from, let me know. I know where most of you are from. But hey, you might want to use my live streams as networking, right? You never know when you meet somebody who's close to you or whatnot. Or if you're just joining us and you want a nice, easy way to participate, just say hello. Just tell us where you're from. You don't have to be some amazing data scientist to participate here. We're just hanging out. It's just breakfast. Well, what do you guys got going on later? I mean, obviously, I'm going to have breakfast, and then I have to go upstairs at some point. I have to answer the questions that you guys gave me on Instagram, and I'm going to make some phone calls, and otherwise, just going to hang out. And then I got my flight later today. And then this weekend, I'm going to Disney. I'm going to Disney tomorrow. So I am done with my fruit for now. And I'm gonna start on this chicken before it gets too cold. So my healthy chicken, as Osama seems to think that it's healthy. Again, guys, I haven't really done a lot of vertical streaming. So if the food noises get too loud on the microphone, let me know, and I'll find a way to adjust, or maybe I'll just stop the live stream. But I don't want to be rude or anything. You know, I don't understand those eating videos, you know, because I know that they emphasize like getting like these complex microphones that where you can hear the crunch and hear the food. I don't get it. So I'm not trying to be a part of that. But you guys let me know. The chicken came with the hot sauce. It's actually pretty good. But what do you guys got going on later today? The weekend's coming up. Anybody doing anything interesting? Yassine, if I was you, and if I was living in Morocco, I'd be at that beach in Tangier every single weekend, man. Like, I hope you're doing that. So Yassine says, I'm doing well, sir, thank you. Just started my internship. It's regarding object detection for fisheye images. Nice. Very cool. Yassine, I didn't know you were looking for an internship. Congratulations. How did you end up getting that? Congratulations, my friend. I know you told me you were doing some work for like your university's computer lab or something like that. Right, I think you were helping with some server setup. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think you were talking about that. But I didn't know you were looking for. Yassine says, I actually am. I think you're referring to time at the beach. I have a little bit more time now. Why, Yassine? You're still in school, aren't you? Let me know, Yassine. You're welcome in Austin, Texas, anytime, Yassine, my friend. Nice, very cool. I gotta tell you guys, there is nothing that warms my heart more than when I see people get jobs or network via my channels. I think that's awesome. Because I've had people tell me that they meet people from my live streams or from the Discord or whatever. So I think that's really cool. Totally unexpected benefit of doing this with you guys. Guys, I can't believe I've been streaming for an hour already. That's crazy. You know, I gotta tell you guys, streaming, not easy, hard work. But doing it this way, with you guys just kind of casually hanging out, it's kind of fun. So like I said, I'm here for you guys. Whatever you guys want to do, whatever you guys want to talk about. So Yassine says, yes, I did a project for the university to enable distributed training on the available machines. Nice, very cool. That's the thing that was taking so much of my time. Okay, cool. Okay, so you finished that project and now you're spending more time at the beach. Good for you, my friend. I hope you're developing a nice tan. Tangier has a beautiful beach. So hope you're getting a good tan and getting your vitamin D. You know what, guys? Vitamin D is so important. So important. I've been reading a lot about the connections between vitamin D and dementia and Alzheimer's later in life. Get your vitamin D, guys. Yassine says, now studying is over. Only the internship, which is part of the curriculum. Nice. Studying in university, but the actual studying is never over. Nice. So Yassine, how did you get the internship? Did the school help you? Or do they let you, or did they make you kind of get it on your own? Let me know how that came about. I'd be real curious. How did you end up getting the internship? And by the way, what do you mean by fisheye images? When I think of fisheye images, I think about a particular like layout of the image itself, right? Like the format. Or in some cases, I think there's fisheye lens cameras, right? But let me know. What do you think? So guys, if you're just joining us, feel free to let me know where you're from or just say hello. Tell me what LLM you're using. What do you think about AI? Tell me about your thoughts and feelings. You can tell me anything you want. I'm here for you guys. Just hanging out, having breakfast. Yassine says, my professor sent me a post on their LinkedIn offering the internship and I applied. Congratulations. Yassine, I really hope that was a competitive process because you deserve it, my friend. You're a smart guy. You're constantly in my streams. You're always asking good questions. So you're a smart guy trying to make a data science career in Morocco. So I hope it was competitive, and I hope that they saw something special in you because I think you deserve it, my friend. So good for you. Eventually, you'll have an internship, and that'll lead to a career. And next thing you know, you're going to wake up and you're going to be an old man like me. And my whole goal in life is to never have to press on that LinkedIn jobs button ever again. That's my entire goal in life, guys. Just never want to press that button again. But Yassine, I'm very happy for you, my friend. All right, so Jay wants to talk LLMs. Jay says, I tried out Grok 3, hard pass. I told you so. I told you so. Been using Gemini Advanced though, and it's been working out. Okay, cool. Jay, let me ask you something. I posted this on X and nobody gave me a reply. Do you know how, like, and if anybody else knows this answer, let me know. When you know how, like, when you're on Google now and you put in like a search term, like the top like third will be, they call it like the AI assisted query, I think is what it's called, or something like that, or the AI query, AI assisted query. Like you know, it kind of dominates the top of the page, right? And it'll give you like the AI answer and then maybe some links to the pages, right? Or to the sources. Do you know if there is a way to take like that context and carry it over into Gemini? Does anybody know the answer to that? Like, why isn't there a button at the bottom of that that says go to Gemini? I have a feeling they don't have it because, like I said, I got nobody giving me an answer on that. So, isn't that a huge fail on Google's part? Like, that's a massive fail. Like, why is there not a little button that says go to Gemini? As far as I can tell, you can't carry over that context. Like, are you f kidding me? Like, but you guys let me know. Have you guys found a button that does that? Because I don't think it exists. And it's another reason why Google is in 5th place when it comes to AI, right? I mean, Google's kind of stinking it up in AI, guys, right? Let's be honest with each other. Like, Google is just ahead of Grok, right? But why is there no button to carry over that context? If you guys want to verify me, go to Chrome right now. Go to Chrome, do whatever query, and it'll give you that AI assisted stuff. There's no button to take that over to Gemini. Why? So Yassine, sharing about the fisheye, says, fisheye images are images that take wide range 180 degrees. This disrupts the images when we try to project it into into 2D. I said DD. And makes the classification and detection tasks not as simple. Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, that definitely adds a level of complexity, eh? But Yassine, that sounds like a very important project, right? So I assume you're getting assistance with it. You're probably not on your own on something to that with that effect, right? So are you getting support there? I'm also trying to think about the CV libraries. Do they support fisheye lenses? I don't think they do. So you might have an interesting library on your hands there, Yassine. Can you develop a library for image recognition specifically for fisheye images? That's interesting. Christian, welcome to the chat, my friend. How are you? Thanks for the content, Dennis. I'm now following the series of doing a project from start to end with you. Very interesting. Oh, very cool. Very cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was a really fun series. Guys, I miss the Sunday series so much. When I start live streaming more regularly, we'll definitely bring the Sunday series back. Oh, look, they're putting up the shades. Is that better lighting, guys? I think that's pretty good, right? We got the morning sun coming in. Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good picture right there. Maybe you guys can see me better now. Hello? Hello? Anybody watching? Yeah, so the series, the project series. Yeah, that was a fun series. Lots to learn in that series, guys. Lots of really interesting stuff in that series.
How are you doing over here? Good? Do
Very
need
good, thank you.
anything right now?
Not yet, thank you. So if you guys don't know what I'm referring to with the Sunday series, on Sundays I tend to do a longer, like more instructional type of content. Like I usually don't take questions, and I usually just try to focus on a topic that you guys can learn from. And I'll make entire series out of them, like they'll carry over from week to week, right? So we did one on building an entire data science project from scratch. Everything from getting the client contract all the way to final delivery. I think it was, what did we do, guys? 11 weeks, 12 weeks? Somebody can tell me in the chat. 13 weeks, whatever it was? But that went really well. So yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. The playlist is on my channel, so feel free to check out the playlist, guys. When I do come back, it'll definitely be with a series, and it is very likely to be a series on neural networks because I know that there was a demand for that, right? However, before doing a full series, I might do a one Sunday deep dive into not working with notebooks. Oh my gosh. Did you guys give me feedback on the notebooks and using code? My God, how many of you guys are out there using notebooks? I got so many messages from you guys on that. There is an epidemic of notebooks. So definitely need to do a deep dive into notebooks. And then we'll do the neural network series. And then we'll do the robotics series. Somebody had asked for a robotics series. We'll definitely do that. I have an idea for the robotics series. Osama says 12 weeks. Yeah, was it 12 weeks? Wow. That's a lot, guys. I can't believe I put that out for you guys. I'm telling you guys, this streaming stuff is not easy. Yassine, keep that internship. Don't do what I do. Don't be dumb like me. This is hard work. Yassine says, yes, that's a really interesting idea, actually. Thank you. Yeah, you could have an interesting library on your hands if it doesn't exist already. Right? You'd have to validate that first, but I'm assuming you already have at this point. Yassine says, yes, with my supervisor. Good. That's part of the data science process, right? The more seasoned people teach the new analysts, right? That's a good thing. And that's an important part of the interview process for you guys, right? You got to know who's going to be teaching you, because not everybody above you is a good teacher. But if there's no one around to help you, you're not going to grow very much, right? You'll always just be the beginner analyst. So good, Yassine. I hope that he's a good supervisor. I hope they're training you in an appropriate way. So good for you, man. So Christian says, yes, actually you mentioned something about notebooks on the project series, and I looked for answers on why notebooks may not be a suitable tool in this environment. but honestly couldn't find much. So it would be great if you could dive on why notebooks may not be what you are looking for. Christian, that's a great question. And I've given the same answer every time, and I will die on this hill. Why? Because I'm just speaking from experience, right? The vast majority of all of you will end up working in some sort of corporate environment, right? You're going to go work for some nameless, big company, and you're going to be a staff data scientist somewhere, right? Okay, so what does that mean? Well, that means you're going to be working on applications that need to be enterprise level, right? So let's start there. Whether you're a programmer or a data scientist or working in IT or whatever, right? There is a difference between working at a place like some small website, some small mom and pop, some 200 person company versus a global company. And that's usually referred to working at the enterprise level, right? When you're working for like a large company, you need to worry about time zones and different languages and distributing your application across multiple data centers, multiple servers. You're going to be deploying it on clustered servers, right? Like when you're at these large companies, it's not just, oh, copy your files from that drive to that drive and your applications and people can use your application. Like, that's not the way it works, guys. Right? You're going to be given an IT team. They're going to put it on multiple clusters. They're going to put it on multiple servers around the globe. They're going to deploy it on their schedule, not your schedule. They want to do their own testing, so on and so on and so on. So you will be counted on to create applications that can be globally distributed, right? You will be expected to come up with like these packages of code, and, maybe in the corresponding libraries, maybe a couple of supporting data things. And an IT team can take that and deploy it, right? And also remember, one thing I didn't mention was they might also be multiple platforms. Some servers are Linux, some servers are Windows, blah, blah, blah. So if you think about everything I just said, how are you going to do that with a notebook? Notebooks are terrible at that. You can't. And I think that a lot of people would also tell you that's not what notebooks were designed for. Notebooks were designed as a learning tool, maybe quickly sketch out some things, stuff like that, right? Allows a professor to collect assignments, when maybe like a central server isn't available. Right? But if you think you're going to walk into like an IBM and be one of their consultants and start working on their data science projects and deliver it in a notebook across their servers, that's like amateur hour, man. Like you want to tell people, hey, I'm uneducated and I've never worked in a large environment. Tell them you want to deploy a notebook. I mean, that's going to put a target on your back for forever, right? So, yeah, I mean, that's why. You can't deploy a notebook. But you know what, Christian? I'm glad you asked that because it lets me create like the mental outline for what that session is going to be like. Because really, when somebody's insistent on using notebooks, because like I said, you guys were very vocal about notebooks. When you give me that pushback, you're just telling me you're new. You're just telling me you haven't done anything, right? That's all you're doing. So I don't want you guys to do that when you're out there in the real world. When you're out there interviewing, right? If I call somebody in for an interview and all they do is talk to me about notebooks, not sure I'm moving you on to the next interview. You got to show me that you're ready to go. Remember, guys, I always talk to you guys about this. If you guys want to look at my video on jobs and hiring, I talk about this, right? The entire point of the interview process is not to solve some stupid leak code. The point of the interview process is to say, are you ready to go on day one? I'm the manager, I'm hiring you. Are you ready to go, or am I going to have to hold your hand on day one? That's all I want to know, right? You telling me that you love working in notebooks and I'm an expert in notebooks? I don't want to hire this guy. I'm going to have to spend like 6 hours a day with this guy. I'm hiring somebody else. Forget him. That's what they're thinking about you. That absolutely screams out, I am not ready to go on day one. So be careful of that. I'm now starting on my avocado toast. And I tried this hot sauce yesterday. First of all, I like hot sauce. And this is a small batch artisanal hot sauce. You had me at small batch. So it was actually pretty decent. So I'm gonna try it again today. You guys are asking some really good questions today. But guys, it doesn't all have to be about data science, right? We can talk about anything you guys want. Let's go back to talking bad about Grok. Christian says, does that mean that there are really no entry-level jobs in data science? Christian, what makes you say that? I don't think I said anything that would implicate that. I think it's a lot harder for you to get a job in data science if you just know notebooks. That doesn't mean there's no entry-level jobs. Like I've told you guys, it's all about the metagame. The metagame in hiring is showing that you are ready to go on day one. That's all you're trying to do, man. That's the entire key to getting a job. Just show people that you're ready to go on day one. I have hired many people over the years. I've led many data science teams. And that's all I'm looking for as a manager. When I'm interviewing you, that's all I want to know. Are you ready to go? Or am I going to have to hold your hand? Jay says, is it ideal to see companies innovating in AI? Maybe, maybe not. So let's talk about the hiring process because Jay, I'm going to answer your question in that way, okay? If you guys have seen some of my other content, I've also said one of the questions you should be asking is how many models does your team have in production right now? And I tell you to ask that because it tells you about the business's adoption of data science, not the data science team's adoption of data science, but the business side adoption of data science. Yes, thank you. Just because a business has a data science team doesn't mean they're bought in, right? I know that's like a surprise to a lot of people. So Jay, coming back to your question, just because they're interested in AI doesn't mean they're actually going to pull the trigger on AI, right? They could have a whole team and then at the end say, yeah, that's a great idea, but we really want to keep doing the way things were going, or we'll implement it next year when we also implement, a new CRM. So that's really the question, Jay, is the business side bought into AI? So that's why I say maybe, maybe not. Are they just talking about AI? Like, just to sound cool and feel better about themselves, or are they actually doing something? Big difference. So that's how I would answer your question, Jay. All right, guys, I'm going to use my little artisanal hot sauce here. Yassine says, what are your thoughts about DeepSeek? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I posted about this. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something just a little weird about their answers. I can't quite tell you exactly what it is that I'm feeling, but whenever I read their answers, it's like, is that right? Does that sound right? Like there's just like a tone, or like the words they're choosing, or something that's kind of off to me. Like I can't explain it, but it's just kind of like uncomfortable using it. On top of that, you guys know I don't like talking politics on my channel, but it's clear that they're doing some sort of censorship, right? I mean, that can't be denied. And I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. So I'm not sure if I want to support that. I'm not making a judgment on what they're censoring, right? Like, again, I don't like to talk politics. But the fact that they would do that and kind of, play with the results, that's not science, right? So that's me. You guys are welcome to disagree with that. Let me know what you guys think about DeepSeek. Because to Yassine's point, DeepSeek has kind of come around since the last time I streamed, right? It's kind of new since then. So Yassine says, to me, it's not about DeepSeek. It's about the fact that it's getting harder to predict the future of AI. We don't know what we don't know. Anything can happen at any moment at a kind of scary degree. Sure. But that will change, right? We are definitely in a period of growth, which also creates uncertainty, right? But it'll level out, right? We're like this, but it'll level out. So the key right now is just don't get too tied to any individual tool. Because when it does level out, it means that there's dominant players, right? So you never know who's going to come out on top. If you ask me, I think it's OpenAI. OpenAI was first. Being first has advantages. You know, it's called first mover advantage. So I'm going to stick with them. I like them. I pay for their product. But that's just me. But I hear you, Yassine. It can feel uncertain, but it's just temporary. No need to fret about it. It's just, you know, time will smooth all of that out, right? You know, one of my favorite movies is Fight Club, right? It's a great movie. If you're not familiar with it, you should be. And, you know, as they say in the movie, on a long enough timeline, everybody returns to zero, right? So it's just time. We just need a little bit more time. That hot sauce is really good. Good questions. Osama says, sir, as a data scientist, how can we use AI agents? Yeah, good question, Osama. How can you use AI agents? Well, first of all, you have to pay for you have to pay for them, right? OpenAI is making you pay for them. So how can you use them? Well, let's see your credit card first. But I think the obvious answer is data collection, right? One of the things a lot of data scientists don't take into account is that data is not static. You're going to be collecting data all the time, right? You know, when you're doing academic projects or small scale projects, you just think of data as like, okay, here's the data, let me work on it, now I'm done. But that's just a snapshot. It's just a snapshot in time, right? You're gonna have to constantly go out and update that data. Okay, but updated data means updated models, right? Because data trends change over time. The model that works today is not the model that's guaranteed to work tomorrow. So think about that, Osama, right? When you think about it with that lens, then you can see how you can use it to help you with that. And say, okay, well, I had my customer data. I used it for my model that I deployed last month. Let me set up an agent to recollect that data, rerun the model, the training of the model, and then it'll email me and tell me, hey, there's been a significant change, right? You could tell the agent, don't email me unless there is an X change in accuracy, right? And then you can have that. You can have that agent working for you, getting new data, putting it into the model, into the training model, running it. Oh, you know, you're still on track to you're still tracking with the last version deployed. Okay, cool. Don't do anything. Oh wait, this time I ran it and you're tracking really high. So now go deploy a new model, right? You could do it for that, right? So that's an example for you, Sama. You know, this is one of the things I put in my book, you know, your first year in data science, because nobody talks about this. Models need to be maintained, guys. Models are not static. Just because you deployed a model doesn't mean it's always going to work. You can just like forget about it. It's not just something you release and okay, that's it. Never going to look at it again. So if you're just joining us, feel free to let us know where you're from. Just say hello. You don't have to ask some great question. The last thing I want is for people to feel intimidated. We're just hanging out. I'm just having breakfast, right? I'm just having breakfast with you guys. I'm here for you. I'm here as long as you need me. Or as long as I finish breakfast, because I do have to get on with the rest of my day at some point. I've already been streaming for an hour and a half. The things I do for you guys. Osama says, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. No worries, Osama. Like I said, nobody talks about maintenance, right? But I guarantee you that's a big part of your job. Yassine says, I personally like DeepSeek. My rationale is it's working. But a lot of models are working, my guy. I really don't know much about how they did it or politics, but I like that it's open source and it does it all. Well, yeah. The open source helps for sure, right? OpenAI is not open. So people do feel better because of that. So I'm with you on that, Yassine. But a lot of LLMs work, right? Well, except for Grok. So I need a little bit more than that, Yassine, right? I needed to do more than just work. I needed to be effective for what I'm using it for, right? So, I don't know. Jay says, LOL. Which part, Jay? Jay, the jokes come quick here. You got to tell me. You got to reference the LOL. I'm laughing at the grok. What did I say? You're laughing at the grok? I didn't say no nothing. As the young kids say, I didn't say no nothing. Yassine says, except grok. Why do you guys watch me? You watch me because I am honest with you guys. You guys know I don't sell cheap courses. I don't give you any nonsense. I don't tell you you're going to be a data scientist in 3 months. I'm honest with you guys. So, what? What did I say? Grok doesn't work, guys. Zero idea why you guys find that funny. Yeah, so Yassine, I definitely don't mean to poo-poo on your choice of DeepSeek. If you like it, go for it, man. Right? The Chinese Communist Party thanks you for your patronage. But, there's just something off to me about the answers. So I don't know. It's just a different perspective. Nothing wrong with it. So anything else you guys want to talk about? Let me know. Lolman, my good friend, how are you? Lolman from Nepal, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Hey Dennis, great to see you after a long time. Please give me suggestions. Oh my gosh, Lolman, you wanna go right into it, right? There's no thank you. There's no pausing. You just want to go right into it. All right, please give me suggestions on how I can crush my interview tomorrow for entry-level research position. Okay, well, tell me more about it. Who is it with? Who are you interviewing with? Give me some details, my friend. Also, let me know. Are you doing the interview virtually or in person? I'll tell you guys why I asked about virtual versus in person. And I would love your feedback on this. I'm thinking about doing a series on on how to dress for the workplace and how to dress for interviews. As strange as it sounds, I've been thinking about that, one, because I think it'd be good content. And two, I have found these pants that are amazing. I found these great pants. They're made of like that stretchy, like, you know, comfortable material. So they're dress pants, but they feel like you're wearing like, you know, like warm-up pants or like track pants. And they're only $20. Like, it's the best pants I found. And by the way, guys, this isn't a paid placement or affiliate. I'm literally just giving you good advice, right? So I thought maybe you guys would be interested in a series like that. But let me know. Give me some feedback in the chat. Do you guys want something like, you know, kind of like the intangibles of an interview, right? All right. He's a staff data scientist, has worked at a World Bank as data scientist, currently in Cloud Factory. It's more focused towards fraud detection. Okay. Okay. And what is the nature of the company? What does the company do? Lawman says, was thinking about spending the whole night researching on fraud detections. Okay. All right, guys, so a couple things come to mind here. One, don't do this to yourself. Don't cram before an interview, right? I mean, Lawman, you've seen enough of my content. Take care of yourselves, man. You don't need to worry about the cramming for any interview. Don't put too much pressure on yourselves. The last thing I would want anyone to do that follows me is to put too much pressure on themselves. It's just data science. It's just one interview. You'll be fine, right? So tomorrow doesn't matter, Lawman. Right? That's the first thing I want to tell you. Tomorrow does not matter. Okay? Don't pressure yourself. It's not the end of the world. It's just an interview, dude. So don't cram. Right? So if you are going to study, make it focused study. I don't want you to spend all night on this. It's just one interview, dude. Fraud detection. Here's the key to fraud detection. Or what you should be asking yourself in this situation or whenever you go for an interview like this. Fraud detection is all about the false positives and the false negatives. The reason is because you can usually assign some sort of dollar value to a false positive and a false negative. Like, you can assign dollars to it. And in most cases that I have seen, there is a massive discrepancy between that. One of those will be very cheap and one of those will be very expensive relative to each other. So that's all you got to worry about. What are my false positives? What are my false negatives? Like what does it literally look like? What is the business case for that? What does it look like when I say I have a false positive? And then, what is the dollar value that I can add to that? That I can assign to that? And then, which number is bigger? Is it your false positives or your false negatives that's bigger? And then, the goal, the meta, and this is a perfect example when I tell you guys about playing to the metagame, right? You know, I tell you guys, right? Go for the metagame. The metagame is that you don't want a great model. You don't want a highly accurate model. You want a model that minimizes the cost of your most expensive false positive and false negatives. And that's it. That's all you need to know. That's it. So Lawman, go find those things for this company so that you can speak to that in the interview. And that's it. Go to sleep. Get yourself some good rest. Get yourself a good breakfast in the morning. Don't stay up all night. It's just one interview, guys. Don't put that pressure on yourselves. And that's not healthy. Thanks a lot, Dennis. Love you. I love you too, man. That's weird. I don't think anybody's ever said that before. But yeah, man. Just like, and by the way, I just described like an hour's worth of research. Do not spend more than an hour on this. Spend an hour and then get some good sleep. That's it. That's all you need, dude. It's just an interview, guys. Please, 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 no matter who you are out there, no matter who's listening, no matter what stage in your career you're in, no matter how important you think it is, it's just an interview, guys. Don't put pressure on yourselves. That's how you end up, like dying early or whatever, right? Just don't worry about it. It's just an interview. You'll have many of them in your life. Maybe you'll get this job, maybe you won't. That's okay. The only thing we can do in life is try our best. So get some good sleep. Get yourself a good breakfast. Get the best internet connection you can. Put yourself in the quietest environment you can so you can be focused on the interviewer. Good camera angle. Sit up straight. Make your face in the center of the frame, like I have it here. And that's it. That's the best you can do, man. Don't put pressure on yourself. Tomorrow does not matter, my friend. Very few things in life actually matter, guys. So, tomorrow it's just another interview. I've had a very interesting start to the year, guys. As you guys know, I took a little bit of a break there. It taught me a lot about life, about my family, about everything. Things don't matter, guys. So Lawman, you're a smart guy. I know you've been an avid watcher, so thank you so much, my friend. I wish you nothing but the best for tomorrow. But it's just an interview. You'll be fine. And if they tell you no, it's the greater universe working for you, right? It's probably for your benefit. So it doesn't matter, dude. You'll be fine. So just go into it relaxed. Go into it with as rested as you can, and just do your best. But the last thing I want is any of you guys to be all stressed out and worried and all that. It's just an interview. Yassine says, I love the don't put pressure on yourself. I know no data science influencer would tell you that. Cool, thank you for that, Yassine. I appreciate that feedback. This is exactly why I love these streams. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate that. You guys know, I've told you that from the very beginning. That's the whole reason I do this, because I don't want to put bad information out there, right? I want to put out good, positive information into the universe, right? So, just do the best you can. So I'm definitely pulling for you to get it, Lawman. This sounds like a nice opportunity for you. And I can empathize that interviews nowadays are not easy to come by, right? But, if you get it, great. If you don't, you're still you. So it's not a reflection on you. You're still doing your best. You can still move on. So just, let us know how it goes, man. Easy, welcome to the chat. I don't think I've seen you before. So Easy, hope you're doing well. Hope you're good in your part of the world. Easy wants to know, what is data science all about? Like the basic purpose of the career? Easy. Data science is all around us and not around us at all. It's the beginning, the end, the omega. It's anything you want it to be. So what is the purpose of data science, guys? Let me know in the chat. Who wants to help out Easy? I know you guys have good definitions, so let me know. Go ahead and put them, and then I'll tell you what I think. But you can also feel free to put in wrong answers too, if you want to be funny about it. Easy says, I just lurk around. That's okay. I get a ton of people lurking. And I understand why. Data science can be a very intimidating topic, right? That's okay. People just want to lurk around. Oh, I don't want to get called upon. I don't want to give a wrong answer and people are going to look at me funny. It's cool. I get it. But Easy, thank you for coming in from out of the shadows and saying hello. Hope you're doing well. Let us know what part of the world you're in. Where are you from, Easy? Yassine says, to get value from data. Okay, cool. I'm on board with that. So what do you guys think? So the chat is open. What do you think? What is data science? Did you guys ever see that movie Sicario? Where that lady meets the Benicio del Toro character for like the first time? And she asks him to explain the cartels or explain the Juarez, Mexico, where they were headed. And Benicio del Toro just says, well, now you're asking me to explain how a clock works, right? Like how do you explain it in one thing, right? But maybe collectively we can all help Easy get to an answer. But what do you guys think? Because the other answer is, what is data science? What isn't data science? Data science is life, man. All right, guys, this is my last cup of coffee. I'm about to start it. After this, I think I might be done ordering. I think I've gotten about I've gotten my $85 worth, so. Ooh. Okay, so Jay wants to go for the whole enchilada and say using machine learning algorithms to analyze big data and explain the data to stakeholders. Ooh. Here's the thing, Jay. I'm generally on board with what you said, but isn't there more to data science than machine learning? Some people would tell you that machine learning is a very specific portion of data science, right? So you had me at analyze, you lost me at machine learning, Jay. So let me know if you want to rework that, or maybe somebody agrees with Jay, right? You guys can disagree with me, that's totally cool. Easy says, yeah, I'm studying computer science, my condolences. I'm from South Africa and I'm just exploring all possible career paths I could take from software engineer to data scientist. Okay, well, data science or software engineer, one of those leads to poverty, one of those leads to riches. I'll let you decide which one's which. So if you guys want to give me a little bit more feedback on my video and audio, I think that this is a good position for it. So let me know if anything can be improved here. I'm really trying to work on the vertical side. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm halfway done through my last cup of coffee. This might be the last call. Yassine says, why couldn't the what did I say? You guys put words in my mouth. I'm just sharing my experience, guys. Why do you guys put words? I'm just sharing, guys. What did I say? I didn't say anything funny. I don't get it. Nitin, how are you? Good to see you, Nitin. Welcome. Nitin, I don't know if you've been here before. Let us know where you're from, Nitin. Dennis, are you Brazilian by genes? I am not. I am not Brazilian. Guys, I've actually had a lot of nationalities associated with me. People think I'm Greek, I'm Armenian, I'm Italian, Samoan. I've gotten Brazilian before. I've gotten just about every South American country. What else have I heard? I've heard a variety of things, but no, I am not Brazilian. Easy says, oh, I'm sorry, Jay. Jay says, I'm a DS student too. I'm on this lifelong journey in this field. Hey, Jay, you know what? I really like that attitude. It's definitely a lifelong field to learn from. So really appreciate your attitude, my friend. Easy says, is the tech industry that bad now? I'll have to be a McDonald's server at this point. It's not the tech industry, it's the computer science part of it, right? Easy says, I can't find any internship. Guys, I get it. And coming back to our friend Lalman, right? I understand, right? Interviews are hard to come by. I empathize with you guys, right? And I wish it was easier. But that doesn't mean you should freak out when you do get one. And, I gotta get this job. I gotta stay up. I gotta stress out over it. Just an interview. Just an interview, right? So Easy. I don't know what your background is, but the only thing I can do is I can tell you that I want to support you in having a positive attitude, right? Stay upbeat, stay encouraged, stay active, stay positive, because if you don't, that will come across in your interviews. All right, I promise you guys. I have done hundreds of interviews in my career. I've hired dozens of people over the years. I've done hundreds of interviews. I've done interviews for other managers. That's a common thing, right? Sometimes, another manager will interview, even though you're not working for them. And I've had other managers call me and say, hey, Dennis, could you do this interview for me? If you are beaten down by the job search process, if you are a negative person, I 100% guarantee you that will come across in your interview, right? So stay upbeat. We're going to stay positive. We're going to keep on working on our skills. We're going to do the best we can, and just let life happen, okay? But please, guys, don't stress out. Don't worry yourself. Don't put yourself in a place where you're going to be like a bitter person, and eventually, if you really need to, Easy, you can go outside and put your hands in your head and cry and say, why did I choose to be a computer science major? Oh. I kid. Denelson, my good friend Denelson from LA. How are you, my friend? Hi, Dennis. How are you? I've been keeping myself accountable for DS 2025 goals. All right, man. That's awesome. Thank you for keeping me on the horse. I'm sorry. I just read ahead to Yassine's comment. All right, that's hilarious. All right, let me stay focused on Denelson. Come on, Yassine, you're distracting me. Let me stay focused on Denelson. So Denelson says, keeping myself accountable for DS 2025 goals. Thank you for keeping me on the horse. Denelson, that's awesome, my friend. So good to hear that. So good to hear you making progress, right? That's really all we can hope for, guys. Just make progress, keep working towards those goals, and you're going to be great. Okay, so good, Danielson. It's been a while since we've spoken, my friend. So I hope you're doing well. It's a little early in LA, right? Because yeah, it's a little early on the LA side, but glad that you're here. But yeah, let us know what else is going on, Danielson. I know that you and I have spoken. Danielson, did I give you feedback on your resume? I think I did, right? And I don't like to say that too often because I really don't do that for a lot of people. You know, resume reviews aren't really my thing. But let me know how that's working out for you, Danielson. I think I did. I think I sent you notes on your resume. I may be wrong about that. Okay, so Yassine says, Dennis has only two sides. Don't stress yourself out. Stay strong. And my condolences. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I just tell the truth, guys. I tell the truth. I can only be me, guys. Don't try to change me, baby. Manoj says, I'm back again. Good to see you again, Manoj. Glad you're here. Manoj, this is a long stream. I'm coming up on 2 hours. I might cut off at 2 hours because I'm also going to finish my last cup of coffee here. But Manoj, again, guys, if you see the special icon next to Manoj, that's because he is a member of the channel. If you guys have that in your budget, you're welcome to sign up on YouTube. Sincerely appreciate your support. It helps keep the channel going, so thank you so much for that. So Nitin says, hi Dennis, recently I attended an interview. I explained my project very well, but the interviewer was more into each and every step of my project. What's your view on it? That's a good thing, right? Because your project is not about the result. Your project is about the methodology you follow, right? So I don't know exactly what questions he was asking you, and you're welcome to tell me. But if he was more focused on your steps and your rationale at each step, which is methodology, right? That's a good thing. You want somebody to do that because that's when I tell you guys, your result doesn't matter, right? You don't have to worry about your result at that point, right? So if he was asking you with that in mind, I think that's positive because I've never done that in interviews, but I might do that for you if you work for me. Because if you can show me a reasonable rationale, great. I don't care what accuracy you tell me. Just tell me that you went about it in a good way. Because the reason I want to do that as a manager, or the trade-off that we're making, is that I will defend you. I will defend you to the upper management, to everybody else who says, hey, your team did something wrong. No, my team didn't do anything wrong. They followed good steps. Did we get the result we wanted? Maybe, maybe not, but we still followed good steps. So you tell me, Nitin, if you think he was doing it for those reasons, then I think that's good. That's a good manager, right? So let me know. Denelson says, yes, you did. I'm going to work on it once more, adding in the new projects. Good for you, Denelson. Happy to hear it. Yeah, so Denelson, if you want to talk more about that, you know how to reach me. I believe we're connected on LinkedIn. But yeah, good luck with that, Denelson. But you know, I'm glad to hear that you're still working towards your goals. We're at the end of the first 2 months of 2025. So keep going, guys. We still got a few more months to go in 2025. Manoj says, yes, it is. Working on DS skills, keeping your book as a reference. Nice. Thank you so much, Manoj. Yeah, if you guys are interested in that, my book is Your First Year in Data Science. It's on Amazon. Feel free to order a copy. It supports me too, so thank you so much for that. The ebook version is at a price point that should be accessible to most of you around the world. Or you're also welcome to buy the print version, but thank you so much for that support, Manoj. Really appreciate you. All right, guys, I'm about to finish my last cup of coffee. I'm coming up on 2 hours, which is a lot more than I thought I would stream today. So last call for questions, last call for thoughts, opinions, views. Let me know. Nitin says, my interest in data science is affecting my personal life as I'm in constant process of learning new technologies like Gen AI. Okay. Nitin, what do you mean by affect my personal life? That can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, right? So let me know what you mean by that. But guys, last call for questions. Last call for questions. I can't believe I've been down here for 2 hours. But last call for questions or comments, guys. So if you're joining us late, I'm at the, where is this? What city am I in? Who am I? Who are you people? I'm at the Four Seasons Nashville. I'm having breakfast. Just starting my day, just a lazy start to my day. I'm gonna go upstairs. Oh man, I still gotta film answers for you guys. You guys gave me some pretty good questions I gotta answer. So, gotta do that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs, answer that. I'm gonna do some packing, and then head to the airport. Check, please. And head to the airport at some point later today. My flight is later today. It's a non-stop back home. I'm gonna go back home for one night, pack all my stuff again, and I'm going to Disney this weekend. I'm gonna have some fun at Disneyland this weekend. So, looking forward to that. I leave for Disneyland tomorrow, Friday. Jay says these live streams are a good motivation to my day. Awesome, thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate that. And Jay, again, guys, you know, Jay is a member of the channel, so really appreciate support from Jay and the other members in the chat. If you guys want to sign up, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, Jay, you know, you've been watching me for a while, and you've seen me in my widescreen at my home studio. And now you have seen me in my vertical. So Jay, I would really value your feedback on which type of stream you like better. Like I said, guys, I'm doing this because YouTube is really pushing these vertical lives. I guess they're seeing competition from TikTok or something. But they got me in this boot camp and they're giving me all these lessons and I got dedicated managers, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. Like I appreciate that. But I want to give you guys the best format I can. So let me know. What do you guys think? Is this working for you guys? Like, do you guys like the vertical format? I know that for a lot of you in other countries, you probably see me on a phone, right? Like I looked at my analytics, my most common platform is a phone running Android, running Chrome. That is my number one like hardware platform across all my analytics. So I know that most of you are seeing me on a fairly narrow screen, right? So let me know, guys. Give me some feedback if you guys, you know, like this or not. Lawman says, "How many coffees did you have?" I had here. They give you these, right? Like a little carafe. I think each one of these is like 2.5 cups, and I had 2 of these. So I had maybe almost 5 cups of coffee, 4 cups of coffee. But here's the thing, guys. I drink decaf coffee. I do not like caffeine. Caffeine has never really agreed with me. So this is all decaf. So I'm not like, hey guys, how you doing? You know, this is all decaf. I don't like caffeine. Denelson says, is this a hint at you coming back to regular live streams? Maybe. Yeah, Denelson. I had a little bit of a rough start to the year, you know. So you guys know that I took a break, right? This trip is part of me getting back into content. Thank you. Into developing more content, right? I came here, this is a business trip for me, right? I funded it myself, right? Like I'm paying for all of this. But I came here to create content. I ran some interviews yesterday that I'm gonna package up into content for you guys. But yeah, I mean, eventually I'll get back to streaming. What's definitely going to come back first is the Sunday series. I'm going to start by bringing the Sunday series back. Am I going to go back to streaming every day? Maybe not. Who knows? But you'll never know, Denelson. You never know. Life is full of mystery and wonder, Denelson. You never know. Manoj says, yes, it's good now. For me, vertical is, Yassine says, for me, vertical is good for purely conversational streams. Yeah, maybe I will keep this format. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think that the ambiance here is helping. It's a nice ambiance and all that. But yeah, I'm enjoying it too, you know. And I don't know. We'll see. I'm doing more of this also because YouTube is running a little contest for the people in the boot camp where they're going to invite you to the YouTube studios. That might happen for me next week. So maybe that'll motivate me more to also do more of these. Who knows? Jay also says it's good. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for that feedback. I appreciate that. Let me look at my bill. Oh, this is perfect, guys. Look at this. This is perfect. Let me cover up anything. So, guys, remember how I told you guys that they give me $85 worth of food? Look at that. It came out to $82 of food. That is exactly what I wanted. So my entire breakfast is free, and I wanted to get as close as possible to the $85 because you got to get max value, right? So my well-trained algorithm got me to the $85 that I wanted. All right, guys. So I'm going to have my last few sips. I'm going to thank all of you guys for coming. We were here for 2 hours, which is crazy because I'm still easing back into this, guys. I'm an old man. You can't have me like go from the jump. But now you guys have me here for 2 hours. So thank you so much. Really good questions. But otherwise, keep on watching my Instagram. I'm going to go to Disney this weekend, so I don't know if I'm going to be doing any content, but really appreciate all of you guys. As always, as I tell you guys, it's a crazy world out there. I worry about all of you because I know that I have viewers all over the world. So please, stay safe, take care of yourselves, take care of your families. Family's important. And I'll see you guys next time, all right? Thanks a lot, guys.